has happened to me in recent weeks, months, years that I never had happen to me before. I get car sick now when I'm not driving. It's weird. I took an Uber yesterday to and from, and I got really, really bad car sickness.
That doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me.
I was overheating. I couldn't breathe. My stomach, my eyes, my head, everything. And it was like, it took me a second to recalibrate. Is it me just getting old? I don't know what it is.
Matt Barrows might know what it is.
Listen, Matt Barrows, don't get involved in this. Listen, this guy said, Matt, honestly, this guy gets hurt walking down the street. He's playing at all these softball games, pickup basketball games, and he's a walking injury. So nobody's surprised that Joe Shasky gets in the Uber and all of a sudden he's feeling sick. Matt, come on, this is what I got to deal with every day, Matty B.
Have you been on a swing as an adult?
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Really?
Good on those. Yeah, I'm good on those. Yeah.
Roller coasters?
Yeah, I do the upside down machines at the club, when I'm working out and stuff.
So you're good there?
And I'm good there. It's, for whatever reason, in the back of a car, in an Uber, when I'm taking a ride, I get kind of car sick. I hate admitting it.
Maybe it's a control thing. Like, you need to be the driver. You can't be a passenger. Allow somebody else to be handling that part of it.
Matt, that would make sense.
Yeah.
But then what about my radio career? Because I'm clearly a passenger to Bonte's.
No. He's a control freak. Trust me. He's a control freak, Matty B. I know that. That's why we bump heads so many times. Hey, listen, let's get to the 49ers here. A lot going on with the Niners, obviously. The Brandon Aiyuk stuff. What's the latest there? Christian McCaffrey Let's start with McCaffrey, Matty B, because we were joking, Shasky and I, back in January, I think. And we were talking about the Aiyuk stuff because we knew that this could happen with Brandon Aiyuk. But we're looking at contracts and kind of just quipped like, we better hope McCaffrey doesn't hold out at any point. He deserves a lot of money. Deserves a lot of money. I don't know what that was. What happened? You just dropped him? What happened?
No, he dropped. When you hear that noise,
he gave you the Ric Flair.
That means they hung up.
Oh, man. I thought I was on the roll there.
That was the less polite John Sterling way of just like, I'm done with this.
And I mean, that's that flush was brought to you.
He's got to go to brunch.
Plumbing and trade. He's got to go get brunch. How about John Sterling just saying, yeah, hey, guys, I got to run. That's it for us.
I kind of liked it. I respected it.
I kind of wish I could do that. Just tell a station, hey, man, I got to roll, man. Talk to you guys later.
When you can, what are they going to say, though? Like, you can say that. It's like, I got a prior. Like, hey, I told your producer, right?
Because a lot of people with me, they do the, hold on, one second. Matt Deegan loves doing this. Wait, one second. Hold on. I'm like, Matt, I got to go. I got to pick up my daughter. Got to go. Hold on 1 second. It's like with the town hall meeting. I told him the town hall meeting last week with Susan Larkin and Stacey Kaufman. I said, look, I'm glad it's at 11 o'clock, but I got to be out of here by 12. And we got people out there asking questions. Joe's asking.
I'm getting credit for the questions I asked.
Asking questions
Sarah
at
and Vinny loved it.
11:56. Asking questions at 11:58. Like, guys, stop. All right, Matty B. What's going on with McCaffrey? You think this is a holdout coming up with Christian McCaffrey?
It sure sounds like it. Now, we haven't heard anything from Christian McCaffrey or McCaffrey's camp on this about whether it's a holdout or not. He had a very busy off season, including getting married. So there could be some personal matters that he's dealing with, and these are all voluntary. But it would make sense. And McCaffrey was essentially last year, when Saquon Barkley was dealing with contract issues, Josh Jacobs was a big storyline last offseason about how underpaid running backs are, and he took it upon himself to kind of become a spokesperson. I think he had a tweet that said, this is criminal, the way that running backs are treated and paid in this league. So it might be sort of a rising tide lifts all ships type of things, that if he can get a better deal, it will mean a better deal for a lot of running backs and maybe running backs in general. But, when you look at the numbers and you look at what he makes versus what Deebo Samuel and what Aiyuk is about to make, there's a wide gulf between wide receivers and running backs. And then you look at the production, yards, touches, and you realize how essential the running back is, especially to the Kyle Shanahan offense.
Well, you can't pay everyone everything that they want. There's got to be some sort of compromises here. How can they I know there's so many different capologists and stuff out there. How can they juggle all this? They just gave Jennings a new contract, Juwan Jennings. They have Deebo under contract for right now, and they want to extend Aiyuk. Who knows with CMC? You got the Purdy thing lingering over everything. Can they afford all of them, even for just a year?
Yeah, they can because, for example, Juwan Jennings gets a new deal done, and his cap number for this year goes down. So redoing these deals actually provide some immediate relief. The question is long term, and I think the thinking is that a lot of this will take care of itself. There will be some guys who move on. Trent Williams, no one knows how long he's going to play. It sure seems as if they're going to be saying goodbye to one of their big-time wide receivers next season, and in all likelihood, it's going to be Deebo Samuel. I don't know how many more years Kyle Juszczyk is going to play. So I think there will be some relief with people retiring, with people with outs in certain players' contracts and things like that. But to me, it's not even 2025. I mean, it's 26, 27, which is where you're sort of kicking the can down the road with the thought that, okay, the salary cap goes up every year. We're banking on it going up a certain percentage for 2027. That has to happen. And so far, it's been a steady rise and a bigger rise than anticipated each year. That's what the 49ers are banking on.
Matt Barrows here on the Morning Rush on 95.7 The Game does a great job for The Athletic, covering the 49ers for a long, long time, formerly the Sacramento Bee, which that feels like a long, long time ago, considering how long you've been at The Athletic now, Matty B. This Aiyuk situation, we've seen Deebo, the way he went about his business, going for a new contract, trying to get a new contract. We see how Nick Bosa did his, where he just held out and didn't come in until the week of the Pittsburgh Steelers game, week 1 last season. Is this Aiyuk situation going to be the messiest of them all? Because Aiyuk, he's doing a lot on social media. Hey, I'm not divvying up my food. I'm hungry. I'm not sharing my plate. We see him dancing every time a wide receiver signs a new deal. Is this one going to be the messiest one of them all when it comes to contract negotiations with one of these star players of the 49ers?
I don't know. I mean, Nick Bosa was signed literally days before the season opener, not the preseason opener, the regular season opener. So you have to beat that one. And Deebo's situation. I mean, Deebo Samuel called for a trade. That hasn't happened yet in the Aiyuk situation. So messiness, I would say those two are the messiest. And the messiest of all, by the way, is the Michael Crabtree absurdity of 2009. Where he gets drafted and then makes the claim that, well, since he should have been drafted a lot higher, he deserved a bigger contract, and that one lasted until mid-season of his rookie year. So there's been some messiness. This probably isn't going to register in terms of messiness.
How's everybody looking at OTAs? The ones that are there. Like, I know Nick Bosa is inspiring teammates with his presence, which is hilarious. But how's Ricky Pearsall looking? How's Brock Purdy looking? Like, who's looking good?
Yeah, I was going to say Pearsall as the first guy. I mean, everybody's watching him because he's a first-round pick. He's getting a lot of reps. I mean, no Juwan Jennings, no Brandon Aiyuk, Jacob Cowing, another rookie, was absent last week. He was back this week. But my point is that, Pearsall is going through the reps, getting a lot of reps with Brock Purdy, and he's showing up. I mean, he's making a lot of catches. And you see the reason why the 49ers drafted him. He's got really good movement skills. He's really good at shaking free of defenders. And the question is, when pads go on and they start playing more press coverage, which I think the 49ers are going to do more of this year, how well does he get off the line of scrimmage? Does he have the strength to get free? But so far, it hasn't been an issue. He's been one of the standouts. The other thing that catches your eye is that no Charvarius Ward, because he's recovering from his off-season core surgery. Mm-hmm. But there's been a lot of veteran cornerbacks. Diamador Lenore is out there. Isaac Yiadom is getting snaps with the first-team defense. Rock Yassin is getting worked in. Darrell Luter is getting worked in. Bernardo Green, the second-round pick, is getting worked in. This is as good a cornerback group from top to bottom as I've ever seen since I've been covering the 49ers, and that's since 2002. So a lot of talent. It'll be interesting to see where it all ends up when cut-down day comes at the end of August, because there are a lot of bodies at cornerback and a lot of experience at cornerback, and a lot of ways to sort of kind of divide those reps, figure out who's playing nickel, all that stuff. That's going to be one of the more interesting positions this spring and summer.
Real quick before we let you go, who's been playing the linebacker spot in place of Drake Greenlaw, and what's that looking like? Is it a D Winters? Is it what do you see at that other spot as Drake Greenlaw tries to recover from this Achilles tendon injury?
Yeah, I think it'll definitely be Devondre Campbell, the veteran that they brought in, the former Green Bay Packer, and I think that they like that position for the amount of time that Greenlaw is going to be out, which is probably going to be 4 weeks, the pup duration. And then Greenlaw comes back, and the hope is that it's Greenlaw and Warner for the rest of the season. But Campbell's been one of the there's probably half of the week one starters who have been out there. You're talking on defense, Campbell, Diamador Lenore, Jair Brown. Probably those are the guys on defense who have been out there consistently this spring. And then on offense, McKivitz and a couple of other guys along the offensive line. Deebo Samuel has been a standout in that regard. And, of course,
how's he look?
Matt,
not to cut you off. How's Deebo looking right now?
Deebo looks good. I should have mentioned him earlier. I mean, he's got the new slimming number 1 jersey, so it's hard to kind of gauge his weight because you're used to seeing him in the 19. And he's definitely not a small guy, but you can tell he's been working out this spring, and probably more so than he had been at this point a year ago. Remember, it was at this point a year ago that he met with Shanahan, and they looked at the 22 tape, and they didn't like what they saw. And then, Deebo went into the gym and was showing him the shirtless photos. That was all happening over the summer. I don't think there's a need to kind of show Shanahan that he's working hard, because he's showing him right now that he's in good shape.
Settle a debate for us as someone who covers sports for their living. If you were to narrow it down to three brands that represent American sports, what are the 3 for you?
3 brands?
In sports, teams, franchises, logos, whatever.
Oh, I see. Well, I know this is going to go over like a ton of bricks, but the Dallas Cowboys would be one. New York Yankees, and then I would say, the Lakers.
Those are the 3 that I had. Yeah, I like that. The Yankees are playing the Giants this weekend, and we were just talking about the Yankee brand, and it doesn't feel as strong as it once was, but it still feels very strong.
Yeah, and I wasn't earlier today. We were talking about the Yankee hashtags. Goes, when I see that Yankee and I think American, I was like, I don't. I just see New York. But they're a strong brand on Matty B, and you're a strong brand as well, covered in one of the strongest brands in the NFL, the San Francisco 49ers. Matty B, thanks so much for the time today.
All right, anytime, guys. Have a good day.
You too. Matt Barrows here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game. What?
You're such a professional.
No, I'm not a professional.
Really?